Hey everybody, we're still here on Madeline Island, and I was out driving and I decided to pull over, and this is something that may interest some of you, it may not. I'm a history buff, and so it kind of interests me. I don't know much about the history of Madeline Island that you know, if you know any of it, but it used to be a huge fishing area. The fishing industry here was huge. First it was logged in the 1800s, and then right after the logging industry came and went, the fishing industry came in. And I'm actually standing right now next to an old fishing cottage, and we're actually in the remains right now of an old fishing village. And I will take the camera and we'll walk the grounds here and see what we have. Looks like time has kind of caught up with it. It's probably been here 30, 40 years, and I don't think it was ever really meant to be permanent. So you can see woods here. See what we can find. Hopefully nothing's dead or dying in here. Ah! No, I'm just kidding. There's nothing in here. Probably lots of wonderful stinky animals living in there. It smells like it anyway. What do we got here? Well, this looks like a could they possibly use that to throw fish guts in, or, you know, whatever fishing people do? Not much of a commercial fisherman, so I know the history of commercial fishing a little bit, but here's another house we're actually in the house right now. You can see the foundation log right there. So, look at here, we got, looks like it's left of a car. Yeah, looks like there's another structure right there and another structure over there, and we got a fender of some kind, and you know, it looks like car parts. Not exactly sure what kind of car parts they are. I don't know if you can see this, but it's a mattress, it looks like it, and the back part of a car. And this looks like the back of a drivetrain, but this also could be a modified net puller. They would put the nets around wheels like this on the back of drivetrains of the cars back then, and they would roll them in that way with modified nets and that kind of stuff. So, you know, see more stuff here, and even this, it looks like a rock, but it's actually metal, I think. Yep, these are two steel fenders, and then a bunch of barbed wire fencing here of some kind. Let's see what else we got in here. No, it's like some old bottles, old cans. Like I said, some of this stuff might be from the 50s, some of it could be from the 60s and even the 70s, depending upon when whoever owned this decided to stop using it. So you can just see, you know, just a bunch of metal and just junk lying around out here, you know. Some of it's stuff like that, and you know, I mean, who knows what some of this stuff is. Looks like this was I don't know what that was. Maybe a refrigerator, or I don't even know. Maybe some people out here might know what some of this stuff is. Well, this looks familiar. Probably can tell what this used to be. We're walking towards it. Looks like it was a stove. See the old burners, and you can see where the slot would go, and you can see where the oven piece would come out. Looks like that's probably the front of it. This might be the back of it, you know. So looks like this used to be a house, maybe. Could have been where they, you know, these are like little fishing villages, so they would have places where they'd live and sleep, and then they'd have places where they'd cook and eat. I mean, you gotta think of it, the old fishing village, just like the old logging camp. Check out what this little thing, huh? Looks like it was all original. It's probably their car for the fishing camp. Look at that. Sit in the woods. That's pretty impressive. Oh, we got a bin. Let's see what year this thing was. Can't tell how to read that. I'm not much of a car guy, like I said. But my guess is it's probably from the 50s, maybe the 40s. if anybody knows cars and is kind of a car expert, maybe they can tell me what kind of car this is. Make a video response about it or just leave a comment. It's a shame. I mean, this is a classic. Frame looks rusted, but it looks still pretty good. Nothing inside of it anymore. But the frame still seems pretty solid. Oops. But look at that. Yeah, if anybody's a car guy, I like cars, but I don't know the history of a lot of cars, and maybe you could tell me what kind of car this is, or maybe I can look up some of these serial numbers and give you an idea. Well, it's a GM. Well, that answers one question. It's a GM. Or at least the engine is, which makes me believe the car probably is. Well, that's not something you see every day in the woods. At least not where I'm from. I'm from the Twin Cities, so that is quite classic. Well, maybe somebody, if you're watching this, will see some of the VIN numbers and that it's a GM, at least by the engine identification, and be able to tell us what kind of car this was. Fun coming down here and looking in here. I've actually never walked in here before and seen this place. And I've always driven by it and I've seen some of these buildings and all that kind of stuff, but no, that's pretty cool.